Imagine waking up on the day of judgment, thinking you lived as a believer, only to realize you had been following Shaytan's path all along. Sounds terrifying, right? But what if I told you that millions of people, without even realizing it, are already trapped in a dangerous cycle of deception? Shaytan's biggest trick is not making people openly worship him. Rather, it's making them believe they are on the right path while secretly obeying him. Today, we'll expose the hidden ways Shaytan deceives people into unknowingly falling into his traps. And some of these might shock you. Shaytan's greatest strategy is disguising sin as freedom. How often do we hear phrases like, live however you want, follow your heart, or you only live once? This mindset tricks people into prioritizing desires over divine guidance, thinking they are making independent choices when, in reality, they are obeying Shaytan. He promised to lead mankind astray by making evil seem attractive, and today, we see this everywhere, from social media influencers glorifying sin to the normalization of immodesty and disobedience. The question is, are you following the Creator's path or the one Shaytan painted as freedom but leads to destruction? Modern society constantly preaches, do what makes you happy, but what if what makes you happy contradicts divine commandments? Shaytan's goal has always been to replace devotion to the Creator with devotion to oneself. If a person constantly justifies their actions with, I feel like doing it, instead of, is this pleasing to the one who created me? Then they have already fallen into the trap. This subtle shift in mindset turns desires into an idol that people bow to without realizing it. The truth is, a person either submits to divine guidance or submits to Shaytan's whispers disguised as personal desires. Have you ever noticed how certain songs get stuck in your head for days? That's not a coincidence. Shaytan's mission is to keep people distracted and spiritually numb, and one of his most powerful weapons is music and entertainment. While not all forms of entertainment are harmful, we must ask, what kind of influence does it have on the soul? Many popular songs today glorify sin, promote arrogance, normalize shamelessness, and distract from divine remembrance. Instead of finding peace in prayer, many seek comfort in music that subtly pulls them away from the path of righteousness. It's no wonder that throughout history, many scholars warned about the hypnotic power of music and how it could become a gateway to heedlessness. Shaytan doesn't need to tell you directly to disobey the Creator. He just needs to keep you distracted long enough until you forget about obedience entirely. One of Shaytan's most effective deceptions is making people chase the illusion of worldly success at the cost of their faith. The hunger for social media validation, luxury lifestyles, and status has led many to compromise their beliefs just for attention. Think about how many people change their values, dress immodestly, or promote immoral ideas just for likes and followers. They start valuing what people think over what the Creator commands. The more someone seeks approval from the world, the less they seek it from the one who truly matters. Shaytan makes this path seem harmless at first, but before they know it, their entire identity revolves around materialism, vanity, and self-worship. One of Shaytan's most dangerous tricks is making sin appear ordinary, harmless, or even good. Things that were once clearly wrong are now labeled as personal choices. What was once considered indecency is now called self-expression. What was once shameful is now normalized. The problem is, when people keep seeing the same sins over and over again, they stop feeling guilty about them. And when guilt disappears, repentance stops. Shaytan doesn't need to destroy faith overnight. He just needs to make people comfortable enough with sin that they no longer see the need to turn back. Who are the people we admire most today? Are they scholars and righteous figures? Or are they celebrities, influencers, and people who openly live in disobedience? Shaytan ensures that the wrong people become role models, making believers feel like following their faith makes them backward, while copying immoral lifestyles is what's modern and cool. He did the same thing with past nations, convincing them that the righteous were weak, but the rebellious were strong. This same trick repeats today, making religious people feel out of place while sinful behavior is celebrated. The question is, whose footsteps are we following? One of Shaytan's final deceptions is making people delay repentance by convincing them that they have time. How often do we hear, I'll change when I'm older, the world has changed, religion needs to be updated, or at least I'm better than others? All of these are dangerous whispers that keep people stuck in his web. Every moment of delay is another victory for Shaytan, because he knows that death can come at any time. The best way to escape his trap is to stop making excuses and start making changes today. If watching this made you realize how deeply Shaytan's influence has spread, then congratulations. Awareness is the first step to breaking free. But knowing is not enough. Here's how to truly escape. First, recognize his deception. Shaytan works in subtle ways. If something feels too good to be wrong, analyze it carefully. Second, surround yourself with righteousness. The people you spend time with affect your heart. Choose a company that reminds you of faith, not distracts you from it. Third, prioritize divine obedience over personal desires. Instead of asking, "What do I want?" ask, "What is best for my soul?" Fourth, replace distractions with remembrance. The more time you spend in divine remembrance, the less influence Shaytan has over you. And finally, never delay repentance. Shaytan's biggest weapon is procrastination. If you need to fix something, do it now. Shaytan's traps are everywhere, and he doesn't need you to worship him openly. He just needs you to turn away from the Creator little by little. He is patient. He will wait as long as it takes, but you don't have to fall for it. The real question is, now that you know the truth, will you break free? Or will you continue following his whispers? The choice is yours.